friends, this video on current electricity part 1 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Topics which we'll cover in this lesson are electric current in conductors, Ohm's law, resistance and resistivity, and combination of resistors. So let us see what exactly we will gain after going through this entire lesson. You would have observed such phenomenon around you. For example, when you switch on the switch, your bulb glows, right? When it is switched off, it again dims. Or it would have happened with you that you accidentally touched the open electric socket at your home and then you get an electric shock, right? So what do you think all these are caused? So these are all nothing but what we say in our layman terms, that electric current, right? So current is something which we are going to study in this lesson. So you can take many more examples where these things play a role. For example, your battery, which you use in many of your electronic devices, as well as you would have seen inverters in your home, right? So those batteries are also an application of this current flow or charge flow. The computer, your desktops, the electric fans, your television, mobile, everything which you see around yourself, all electronic and electrical items which we see around you are nothing but applications of what we are going to study now. So this lesson, in the previous two lessons, we studied about charges. What is an electric charge? What are the different properties of charge? So we studied about static charges, that is the scenarios where the charges were at rest. Now we will look at the scenarios or the phenomenon which take place when charges move. So what happens when charges move? It gives rise to electric current. Current is a word which we normally use in our day-to-day life, right? So in this lesson we will study electric current in detail. We will see different properties of electric current, what gives rise to electric current, and many other things. So at the end of the lesson, we will also solve some problems based on the same. So let us start the lesson with what is electric current. As I just told, electric current comes into picture when I talk about charges in motion. You already know what are electric charges, right? So as long as we imagine that my charge is at rest, it is not going anywhere. So we talk about electrostatics, that is the charges, the branch which deals with the study of charges at rest. The moment I talk about charges moving, when the charges start moving, we no more talk about statics, we talk about dynamics. Now the flow of charges constitute electric current. So electric current is nothing but when charges flow, electric current is set up. Very simple, right? So how do we basically measure electric current? How do I know how much electric current is flowing through a particular wire? I mean, I know that all of you are aware of what a current is or in what context we use current. We often say, right, say, for example, let us suppose your mobile phone charger, you have plugged in to the switchboard. You say that now when your mobile is getting charged, you see that current is flowing through this wire, right? So that means there has to be something, there has to be some parameter which will measure current. I mean, how will I measure current? So current is basically measured as the rate of flow of charge. So what do I mean by rate of flow of charge? That means how much charge is flowing with respect to time. So let us suppose if I say how much amount of charge, if I say let us say 10 coulombs of charge had flown in 1 second. So we say what is my current? My current is nothing but 10 coulomb per second. So that is my current. So electric current is basically measured as the flow of charge per unit time. Right? So we can write this as Let us suppose if I denote electric current with I. So electric current is nothing but time rate of change of electric charge. So we can write it as dq by dt. Right? It is generally denoted by capital I. The SI unit of current is amperes, which is denoted by capital A. Like the way we have SI unit for charge as coulomb, similarly we have the SI unit of electric current as ampere. So how do we define ampere and from where does this word ampere come? We will study about that in the next slide. So let us take this simple example. This is a simple circuit which is drawn here. Normally, since we are just at the first slide of the chapter, let me tell you few very small things. Whenever you see an electric circuit which is drawn for you, this represents nothing but the source of voltage. This is basically the source of the current. This will give rise to current. So this is nothing but your battery. This battery is represented in your electric circuit with two lines, a smaller line and a longer line. So the longer line generally denotes the positive terminal and the shorter line generally denotes the negative terminal. So this is your battery, which is the source of your current, right? What is this? This kind of symbol generally denotes a key, or which you can say as a switch. If the key is in this position, that means the switch is right now off. That means there is no current flowing through the circuit. For example, this bulb is attached in this circuit. When will the bulb glow? When you switch it on. When you switch on the circuit, then the current will flow, right? Right now the switch is open, so there is no current flow in the circuit. Now as soon as the key is pressed, as you just saw, the key is pressed, so your circuit becomes a closed circuit. So the current flows through the circuit and the bulb glows, right? This is what basically, this is what happens in a basic circuit. You switch on the key. I just told you how we represent a key, how we represent a battery source, so that you don't have issues when you go ahead. But because as we go ahead, we will draw more complicated circuits, right? So till now, what did I study? I basically studied that electric current is nothing but moving charges constituted. Whenever charges move, electric current is produced. It is denoted by a capital I. The SI unit is ampere. We measure it as time rate of change of charge flowing, right? That is rate of flow of charge. Now, what about the direction of current? Now, let me clarify a very important thing right away. However, I am talking about the direction of current, but that doesn't mean that current has a specific direction. This direction of current basically talks about from where will the current originate and where will it terminate, right? So normally what happens is, if you look at this circuit, what will happen normally? This is the negative electrode, right, of the cell. So this negative electrode will give rise to many electrons. So your electrons, when I talk about electric charge is nothing but your electrons. So the electrons will flow in this direction. This is how the electron will flow. So this is the direction of electronic current. So electronic current is basically the current which is in the direction of flow of electrons. Now, if the electrons are moving in this direction, where will the positive charges move? The positive charges will move in this direction, right? So that current is known as conventional current. So the current constituted by the electrons is known as electronic current, and the current constituted by the positive charges, that is opposite to the electronic current, is the conventional current. Now, when I say current, what do I mean? Is it electronic current or conventional current? Because at one time you can assume it to be either electronic current or conventional current, right? Let us suppose if I say that, okay, what we will do, we will always consider that current will start from negative and it will end in positive. Or we will assume that current will always start from positive and it will end in negative. But in no case you can assume both things, right? So basically what convention we followed is the direction of current is opposite to the direction of flow of electrons. That means the direction of current is opposite to electronic current. That is why this other current is known as conventional current, because according to convention, this direction of current is considered as the direction of current. So in any circuit, current is always assumed to flow from positive towards negative, right? So conventional current, or in general electric current, always the direction of electric current is always opposite to the flow of electrons. Now please don't ask why is it so, because there is no precise answer to this. This was what was devised by the physicists at that time. They decided that, okay, let us follow this convention, and since that time, this convention has been followed. So it is nothing but a matter of convention that we consider that the direction of current is opposite to the direction of flow of electrons. Clear? So you are clear with the electronic current and conventional current part? Okay. Thank you. Please visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thank you once again.